Hello everyone. Here we are going to study about Aschelanthes, the fourth phylum in the animal kingdom. It is also known as Nemathelminthes or Nematoda, is the primary member having class. These are commonly called roundworms. Platyhelminth is called tapeworm. They are called roundworm because of the characteristics round shaped body. Or they are the term roundworm given by Groben in 1910, while the same scientist Gavin Bob 1859 coined the term Aschelanthes. They are also parasites, but some may be free living or always aquatic. So triploblastic. The triploblastic form starts, so it may continue in all members. Bilaterally symmetrical, may sometimes change. Pseudocoelomate. First time there was coelom, false back body cavity appears. Okay. So they have another characteristics in body plan. Tube within a tube body cell. So there is a tube within a tube body cell. Appendages as spines and bristles may present, but suckers and scolex-like organs are absent. Digestive system well developed. It has no blind sac. It has a complete mouth to anus. Anus is commonly called cloacal aperture. This is common for discharge of fecal matter as well as urine, so known as cloacal aperture. Respiratory system is generally absent, but some members which are free living are aerobic, while those who are parasite are anaerobic. So this is one of the difference between the Platyhelminthes and they were all anaerobic. No circulatory system like Platyhelminthes, but they have a hydrolymph circulation of fluid taking place throughout the body without any circulatory system. Excretion is again there is a change. Ammonotelic ammonia excreted, sometimes urea also coming out as an excretory product through protonephridia. So one excretory tube is there. Here you can see excretory pores through which the protonephridial pores they excrete out their waste material. So this is the first time you are observing protonephridia. After that nephridia come in the next member. Regeneration is generally poor. In Platyhelminthes there is a regeneration, a strong regeneration. I forget to explain that thing. But here the regeneration is poor. They only reproduce sexually, and there is a sexual dimorphism. Male and female both are present on different bodies, so unisexual. Fertilization is internal, but here male is smaller with the cranial spicules or setae. So fertilization is internal, maybe oviparous or sometimes ovoviparous, means lay eggs but egg may mature inside the female's body. Development is direct, not indirect, so larval stage is generally absent. Examples are Ascaris lumbricoides is the common. In practical examination, it is also asked in 12th standard. So remember it. Rhabditis, Enterobius, Trichinella, or Wuchereria bancrofti. It's a very common. Many times in medical question asked. This is called filaria worm. Okay, filaria worm, Wuchereria bancrofti, filaria worm, or Encyclostoma. These are the prominent members. What are the advancements? Let us come over the flatworm. Flatworm से क्या इनमें नया चीज आया? तो they have a true organ system आ गया, और tube within the tube body system. Pseudocoelom. They are pseudocoelom. False coelom मतलब acoelomate से pseudocoelomate हुए. Or sexual dimorphism, male and females are separated. No asexual reproduction through regeneration. So these are the advancement over the platyhelminths. Okay, here is a diagram. You can see. This is the male Ascaris, this is the female Ascaris. Easily you can observe that the male is smaller in size and it has a curve hooked at the posteriorly. There is no much difference between mouth and anus part because of internal cephalization. Cephalization takes place, but internally, like platyhelminths, you cannot see head-like structure. So that is lacking here. So male is curved at posteriorly in back side